Hello, I'm Dr. Hamilton Stubbs. I'm a triple board certified physician, a certified nutrition specialist, a medical researcher, the co-author of many medical textbook chapters, but most of all, I'm a medical missionary. And my mission is to help you get healthier using the abundance of what God has provided for us. Today, I want to talk to you about stress. The World Health Organization defines stress as a physiological response or psychological response to internal or external events perceived as a challenge or a threat. And there are several types of stress, or we can classify stress in more than one way. For example, there's physical stress. This is when our body is being attacked by maybe an infectious organism. A bacteria or a virus will cause physical stress. There's also emotional stress. This is when we're worried, we have things in our mind, we feel like they're out of our control, we feel helpless. We can also classify stress as being good stress or bad stress. And we can also think of it as something that happens abruptly, which would be acute, or something that's been going on for a long period of time, making it chronic. There's a common saying, too blessed to be stressed. When I first heard that, I had some problems with that because there are times in my life that I do have stress, but I still feel that I'm blessed. I want you to know that feeling stressed is not a sign of a lack of faith or that somehow your walk with a higher being, such as God, is not good enough. Stress is a normal part of life. Even Jesus experienced stress. Remember in the Garden of Gethsemane, where he prayed that the cup would pass from him. He prayed earnestly and he began to sweat blood. Now, in case you think, well, that was back in those days and nobody else has had that problem, let me tell you, there are some case reports, even today in the medical literature, that indicate that although this is rare, it does happen. For example, a 72-year-old man who was experiencing some family dysfunction found himself sweating blood. Let's talk about stress and the nervous system. When we're under stress, we are activating the sympathetic nervous system. And this can cause us to have problems with insomnia. We need to be able to relax. Our bodies need to just be in a state of not worry or not tense. But sympathetic stimulation doesn't allow that. We also have problems with racing thoughts. Our gastrointestinal tract can show some dysfunction, and even our cardiovascular system is affected by stress. Stress can also affect the endocrine system. It overstimulates the adrenal glands and can cause something that is referred to as adrenal fatigue. When the glands are overstimulated, there's an increase in the steroid hormones, which causes an elevation in our blood sugar level. And a high blood sugar level is associated with inflammation, and inflammation is thought to be the root cause of almost all chronic diseases affecting us. Stress affects the gut. There's a common disorder called functional gastrointestinal dysfunction. Let me say that again. Functional gastrointestinal dysfunction. Phew. And this affects 35 to 70% of people. And guess what? The research suggests that the most important contributor to this type of gut dysfunction is stress. Some of the symptoms would be things like irritable bowel syndrome. Now, there are many factors that contribute to irritable bowel syndrome. Stress is just one of them. You can have bloating, pain, and a gas. And the physician or the health practitioner that's evaluating the cause of the dysfunctional gut syndrome or the gut discomfort can't find the cause. So we need to talk about how do we de-stress. I like to focus around two things because there's many places where we have stress. That means there's different ways to de-stress in those different situations. But at bedtime, in order to sleep better and to decrease the likelihood that you are going to be awake due to stress causing insomnia, it's good to try to wind down. You just wind things down by relaxing. And you also want to de-stress around mealtime. So let's talk a little bit more about those two times for de-stressing. About 30 minutes before bedtime is a good time for us to start preparing our bodies physically and emotionally for going to bed. In other words, turn down the volume. And this means to just sit someplace quietly, avoid stimulating things that cause you to be aroused or emotional. And for some people, watching the evening news or the late night news can be very arousing and interfere with sleeping. When you pick a book to read at night, make sure your book isn't something where you'll be up for hours trying to get to the end of the chapter. It has to be something relaxing. It's maybe something that not so stimulating. We also know that prayer can help relax us. In some places, prayer is considered a form of meditation or a religious behavior. And there are other types of meditation that can relax the body. Deep breathing exercises. I like to do the 7-4-8 method, where you inhale for 7 seconds, hold your breath for 4 seconds, and exhale for 8 seconds. And I like doing this about 5 times in a row. Now, this is not medical advice. This entire video is just information that I'm sharing, and you should share with your own personal healthcare provider. When you practice deep breathing exercises, there are a few precautions. If you have problems with cardiovascular disease or you're on medications that could lower your blood pressure, when you do deep breathing exercises, you must be aware that it can affect your blood pressure and cause your blood pressure to go low. So talk with your healthcare provider before you start deep breathing exercises. Something that has been shown to improve the quality of sleep by decreasing our stress is journaling gratitude. Gratitude is a thankfulness. It's a deep thankfulness more than a superficial thank you. It's, I feel a deep set of joy, a deep sense of joy, pleasure, reward for something that maybe I didn't do, but it was given to me. When you do gratitude journaling over a period of time, this can rewire the brain. And we talk about this more in the course, I Claim Health. We also talk about how to de-stress for eating in the I Claim Health course. In this course, I teach the 6 steps to sensual eating. Sensual eating has been around for a long time, but I brought it back because I like to combine aspects of mindful eating and intuitive eating, as well as the science of sleep medicine and my knowledge as a neurologist. So I have a program that I call sensual eating, which will help with lowering the stress level improving digestion, and increasing the joyful experience of just eating food. If you'd like to learn more about sensual eating, you can download the 6 Steps to Sensual Eating from my website or at the link here in this slide. I want to always give thanks to God for allowing me to work in this capacity, my family who supports me, and you for giving me your attention to watch this video. Let's stay connected. You can connect with me on Instagram at I am Dr. PH Stubbs or Facebook on my business page. And when you go there, don't forget to like the page. If you have any questions, go to my website, drhamiltonstubbs.com, select the Contact Us, and fill it out with your question. Maybe your question will be one that I'll answer on my YouTube channel.